W to be here, and I'm pumped. I'm excited.
This is going to be crazy, isn't it? Obviously, look, empty now. It's empty now, but we know
For now.
in about an hour's time, this is going to be full. It's going to be loud. They come for the main event. They come for a couple of sleepers on the undercard as well.
Absolutely.
It isn't just you, though. It isn't just you. It isn't just Coach. We've got another new face in the building as well. Bambino Becky.
There she is.
Yes, she
There
is.
she is,
Hello.
indeed.
Hello.
How are you, sis?
I'm good. Who invited me?
I don't know.
You know what
I
I mean?
don't know. I don't know. The KSI tell you one of those stories as well, that you're the greatest ever and he needs you on the team. Is that what he said?
No, they found me by the bins outside.
I disagree. I disagree.
I was
She's
free,
super talented. And she's going to be all the interviews backstage, right?
I am. I'm going to be the eyes and ears of you guys, so I'm excited to see what they're saying.
You know what's crazy about that job going backstage? You can't control those guys. They're the uncontrollables. Oh, we saw the press conference, we saw the weigh-in. Hopefully, if you smile, give them a little, a little wave. Hopefully, you can control them because I don't know how you're doing it backstage.
I don't know. It's tense back there,
Is it?
Everyone's quite, so there's a weird aura. But I'm sure I'll go backstage, tell one of my really good jokes, and we'll be fine.
I'm sure you will. All right, you're going to go backstage now. You're going to go backstage.
I'm off.
Yeah.
Right, nice to
there
see
you
you.
go.
Nice to see
we'll
you
see
too.
more
Good
of you. Thank you very much.
Hopefully that weird aura is them waiting to take each other's heads off, because tonight is going to be
I'm off to
fantastic.
Before you go, crep check. Look at this. Sorry, cameraman,
sorry.
can you have a look at those, please?
Good evening.
Those dunks, clean.
Thank you.
Look at those. And one second. Just have to go up another level. Cameraman, thank you very, very much.
You can't let me have anything.
Do not go to roundhouses. Don't go to roundhouses.
I've got my Crocs on tonight, everybody.
Okay, go. Those should be banned.
Stunning.
Those should be banned. Anyway,
I'm off.
Unfortunately.
Bambino, see you later. You're all here, not just for obviously the new faces, we're all here to see what these fighters can do in the ring. X Series 6 promises to be another good one.
We're about to get this party started.
And now, making his way to the ring, Jay
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
All right, you want to see the card? Shall I show you the card? Come, let me show you what we've got. Let me come and show you what we got for you this evening. We kick things off with Fangs versus Alaena Vampira. I'm so happy for Fangs because she's been waiting for a fight. She finally gets one. Now, we like to have a sleeper of a fight sometimes, and this one is a sleeper. Chase Demore versus Stevie Knight. Two guys that never, ever miss out on protein shakes. You'll see what I mean when you see him in the ring. Kimbo/Jr., I feel like we've got royalty in the building. Massive fan of his father's. He's now trying to set his own little path. He takes on OJ Rose. Now, the ring has to be reinforced for these two big boys that are going to throw down. Minicon versus Jake the Viking. He is a Viking. I'm telling you, I've seen him. He's about 8 foot tall. Come with me, cameraman. I have no idea what to expect from this one. Uncle Pizza versus Yuri Gang TV. No idea. I can't even pretend to lie to you. I haven't got a clue. This one, I know what's going to happen here, but I'm not going to tell you. You have to stay tuned to find out. Waleed Sharks versus IPAP. Waleed Sharks wants Dean the Great next. That's what he's asking for, Dean the Great. He might get it. Dean's here, by the way. Dean's the kind of guy that will put the gloves on right now and go, trust me. This one, cameraman, come closer. This one, these guys, do we have enough security in the building for these guys? Chris Sevilla versus Paul Bamba. Nate Diaz is in the building, by the way. It's 2-pack tops for Nate Diaz. I know Nate's a big 2-pack fan. And then, main event time, JMX versus Le'Veon Bell. This is all what Misfits is about. How do we have a gamer versus a former NFL star? We do what we want to do on Misfits. That's why we got it. Look, that's the card. Look at this. Can I give you what I think will be I'm going to give you what I think is going to be my fight of the night. It's not going to be easy. Let me see. I think Kimbo/Jr. versus OJ Rose is going to be carnage. But that's not my fight of the night. Cameraman, I'm going to make you work for your money. This is 100% fight of the night. Chris Avila versus Paul Bamba. I'm telling you now, that fight's going to deliver. Anyway, look, you don't want to hear from me. It's time to get the show on the road. Ryan Ventura's ready to announce the first fights. Let's go to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is in the super welterweight division, scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. Please welcome first the fighter in the blue corner, Alaena, Vampira.
Hey, DJ, cue her music. All right.
Todd Grisham, the coach, Jonathan Coachman, and a special guest, Astrid Wett here ringside. Astrid, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Doing great. Give us the lowdown here on this rivalry between Alaena, Vampira, and Fangs.
Well, I'm very excited for this one. I think it's a very good matchup. I'm very excited for Fangs, I'm not going to lie. She's been through 2 or 3 fight camps, and this is her first time actually fighting. I know Vampira's had a fight before, but that was with head guards, so it's both their first experiences in the ring without head guards. It's going to be a good fight. I'm excited to see if they can really get behind their boxing and behind their jab and do it properly.
And they're really going to have to bring a lot of the energy themselves when you think about the first fight out, and there's not a whole lot of people in the building. But from your perspective, do you think this is more difficult or easier when nobody's in here, you can just focus on the fight?
I mean, yeah, I haven't experienced it when there hasn't been people in the audience, but I feel like it really doesn't matter. When you're in that ring, you don't focus on anything outside of it. You're focusing what's going on in there, so excited.
And now, please welcome her opponent in the blue corner, Fangs.
And here comes Fangs. She is 35 years old, Astrid, and she came to her fame, so to speak, because she calls herself the queen of the soccer franchise FIFA. Are you buying it?
Kind of. I mean, back in the day, yeah, I think Simon back at home from the Sidemen, he's excited because this was his so-called mum back in the day. So yeah, I think she's going to bring it. She's older, she's wiser. I think she's going to be a lot calmer, maybe stay more composed, but I'm not too sure.
And she's really hyped, Grisha. Here's the thing. Her and I have a connection already because I'm part of the EA Sports family, too, as one of the voices of Madden. She's the queen of FIFA, so I understand from a competitive aspect, from getting it done and being laser-focused aspect. But this is a completely different animal to come out here and put on the gloves.
Did you hear that humble brag in there? You know, I'm also on EA Sports.
Yeah.
We get it.
She's getting a lot of hype from the crowd, I'm not going to lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is in the super welterweight division, scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Xavier University in New Orleans, Louisiana, as Misfits Boxing and DAZN present X Series 6, sponsored by Prime, with bold, thirst-quenching flavors to help you refresh, replenish, and refuel. Prime is the perfect boost for every endeavor. Sponsored by Stake.com, the worldwide leader in crypto gambling. This event is sanctioned by the Louisiana Boxing and Wrestling Commission. Our commission representatives are James Brennan and Elmo Rudeau. Our timekeeper is Jeff LeBlanc. And our ringside doctor is Dr. Jody Plaisance. Introducing first the fighter in the red corner, wearing the black trunks, official weight, 147.1 pounds. With a record of 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by way of Los Angeles, California. She is a former keyboard player for Wings of Plague. Here is the alternative pop rocker and the self-proclaimed real Fangs, Alaena Vampira! And now introducing her opponent in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with gold trim. Official weight, 147.2 pounds. Making her debut, fighting out of Aledo, Texas. She has 1.3 million YouTube subscribers. Here is the former queen of FIFA and the current OnlyFans model. Here is Fangs!
If I would have told you 10 years ago that you and I would be sitting here with the queen of FIFA, an OnlyFans model, in New Orleans, Louisiana.
And the queen of darkness.
And the queen of darkness.
I would say dreams do come true.
Only on DAZN.
All right, here we go. 4 2-minute rounds. Fangs, the mother of 2 children, got herself back in shape, says she's gonna knock Vampira out. Let's see. The opener, live from New Orleans, Louisiana. Everybody's hungover.
you're not.
But we're gonna get.
I'm still.
By the way, did you find your lost credit card?
No, I didn't. Oh, it's a scramble already. They need to stay composed.
Trying to stay calm in the chaos.
Yeah. I'd really like to see them get in their stance. I feel like there's a lot of swinging right now.
Oh, big wow!
Big
Vampira! And Fangs shakes it off, but hello, welcome to X Series.
Tried to pull back of the head, but it wasn't.
Oh, right hand again! She's gonna knock her Fangs out.
Vampira's smashing it.
That right hand's the money shot.
She better start blocking her face.
Come on, yeah. She needs to bring her hands back up. She tried for an uppercut.
Vampira's using a lot of energy, though.
She looks tired already.
That's the thing. You really got to control your stamina, how fast you come out, because you got to almost expect that you're going to go to the full 4 rounds.
Yeah. The adrenaline rush will hit you first, but once that goes, you're in trouble if you can't stay composed.
After that early onslaught, Fangs has largely regathered herself, or so it seems.
Yeah. She definitely has a strong chin, like she said.
And she's leaving the left side of her head wide open for that right hand from Vampira, the Queen of Darkness.
The one thing we like here at Misfits is aggression. And both of these two, regardless of who wins, Grish, they came out aggressive. I like that.
It's entertainment. No one is expecting Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron, but we do expect action, and we're getting it thanks
She's holding
to Vampira. 10 seconds left.
Vampira's not giving up. She may be tired, but she's coming in for it. Oh, big swing from Fangs.
Good opening round for Alaena Vampira.
Yeah, it really was. I really thought that both came out very aggressive, but then when you look at it, Fangs was just starting to back up almost the entire second half of that first round.
Yeah.
She's got to figure out how to throw and then move.
Yeah, she needs to learn how to do it on the back foot. I think she thought she was going to be coming forward, and really, Vampira's pushing her back a lot.
Grish, you know what they say, you never know what kind of shots you can take until you take one right in the kisser. Well, Fangs took like 3 or 4 right in the kisser, so we'll see how it affects her here in the second round.
Yeah, she did take a few to the face, I'm not going to lie.
Sharp jab. Because she in the middle. So throw your 1 and over. 3 sharp jabs and over. What I just say?
So 3 short jabs.
Confidence. You work too hard for this.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about. 3 jabs
what I
and
need.
move, jab, move.
It sounds so easy, doesn't it, Astrid?
It's easy on paper, but once you actually get in there.
There's the move, and there's the punch they were calling for.
Stick to your jab. She's tired now.
Set up in that southpaw stance is Fangs.
She needs to remember that Vampira's going to come back.
Yeah, Fangs, who's 35 years old, that's probably worried about a little stamina. She's getting caught again.
And right now, you cannot turn your head to the side when you can't see your opponent and you're getting hit.
That's the worst thing to do.
Hey, we're talking about Fangs a lot, but how about Alaena Vampira? Did you expect her to be this good, Astrid?
It doesn't look like she's taken that much damage so far. So yeah, I'm impressed.
It's pretty clear too. Would you agree that?
Wow! Punch in the fight! My word, how is Fangs still standing?
She's a trooper.
Her power is so much more than Fangs.
Yeah, she's knocking her back.
Yeah, Fangs may need the towel thrown in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it in her face. She doesn't really want to be in there anymore.
No, she doesn't look happy at all.
Those punches are pillow fists. Look at her.
Yeah,
She's turning her head.
Yeah, Vampira's coming. It's pulled off.
And Alaena Vampira, the Queen of Darkness, picks up her debut win here on X Series. Well done, Queen.
That was great. Good effort from both of them. They should be proud of themselves.
Yeah, she turned the lights out. You talk about Queen of Darkness, but she came out from the jump and said, if I'm going to be the what we call the curtain jerker, I want people to remember me, and that's exactly what she just did.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna know who I am. I promise you that.
great fight.
She said, "You're gonna know who I am."
She's made a name for herself now.
Well, what's next for you, Astrid? The world wants to know.
I'm not too sure yet. I mean, I took a lot of damage in my last fight, which I didn't really want to do, but I'm healed and I'm better, and I want to come back for more. I need to see what the plan is. But there's no opponents for me. I'm too light, so I need some people to come in and want to fight me, so we'll see.
Well, that's kind of the reason I'm here tonight, is that we're starting to look for new talent.
Okay.
We're starting to look for talent who can be here that we can invest in, and you're certainly one of those people. So if we can find some opponents for you, I think the sky's the limit.
That would be great. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Boy, Gris, that's a really good start. Really good start.
A stoppage? Yeah, it's a great stop.
You know, sometimes you can see it in a fighter's body language that they're done. And Fangs, about 20 seconds into round 2, was done.
When you start to turn your head and you're walking away from your opponent, not backing up, but walking away just to try to avoid being hit, I thought the referee was a perfect stoppage, and at the right time, too.
It is surprising. It is surprising because, like they said in their corner, Fangs has worked very hard for this.
Well, here we go. And this is the thing. She was so powerful, and then she would do the jab with the right hand. Take me through what you're seeing here.
There were some good combos in there. I'm surprised she let the right hand go so much. Most people just stick to their jab. So it's very impressive that she was letting them go.
And I think this is the big shot right there.
Oh!
You can see in Fangs' face she did not like that.
Well, you see the eyes where she's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was different than what I've experienced in the first 4 minutes.
And this is her trying to exit stage left.
Yeah, she wanted no part of it here, and the referee stepped in. Great stoppage there. But you got to give her a lot of credit. From the start, she wanted to be aggressive. She got a little bit tired. Then she had the in-between rounds to gather herself and finish it in the second.
She had that second wind.
Yep.
And hey, don't forget she's a mama too, and I know Rook and Brody are proud of Mama's performance tonight. But to the victor go the spoils, and that is Alaena Vampira. Here's Ryan Ventura.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Keith Hughes has called for a stoppage at 1 minute, 24 seconds of the second round. For your winner by TKO, Alaena Vampira!
Vampira from Pennsylvania, and she certainly sunk her teeth into Fangs tonight.
You know, you can say what you want about influencer boxing. You can say what you want about this level of boxing. But the bottom line is this. They're willing to step in the ring. They're willing to see what they have a little bit later after they've made a name for themselves. And for that, everybody needs to be commended.
Indeed, and now Alaena Vampira will make her way to the stage to speak with Riley and Ade. I think we're going to take one more look at the highlights from that fight, and it was the right hand of Vampira that was connecting from the get-go, and that one in the second round just nearly knocked her mouthpiece out. As we revisit this one, take us through it.
The power in that was insane.
Well, early on, you could tell the power by the Queen of Darkness was just overwhelming for Fangs.
Absolutely. I mean, she came and did what she said she was going to do. Congratulations to Vampira.
I thought she did a really good job with the jab, and then Grish, when she needed to, she loaded up with that right hand. And then you can see here, Fangs, she wanted no part of it. She started turning her body just a little bit. And when you start to do that, all you're opening yourself up for is to take damage. And she took a lot, hence the knockout.
Yeah. I think fight or flight kicked in there.
Yep.
Fangs did not want to be there. That was flight.
And I love what she said after the fight. You're going to know my name. Hey, that's the reason they're here.
In the UFC, you talk to Joe Rogan. In X Series, you talk to Ade.
I like that. I like that. You're right. That's a good throw to me. Thank you, Todd Grisham. Alaena Vampira joins us now. Hey, that was perfect.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely perfect. And on a week's notice as well, you must be very, very satisfied with that performance.
I'm extremely satisfied. I had my eyes set on a knockout and wanting to do it fairly quickly, and I'm just really happy with myself and proud of myself.
You know, Roundhouse, when she puts on that kind of performance, I feel like Mams might have trouble finding another opponent next.
100%.
If I'm watching,
I wouldn't fight her.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
Absolutely.
I don't know. How long have you been boxing? Because you were showing things in there that I think were above this kind of level.
I've been taking it seriously for the last year, but I was doing fitness boxing for 2.5, 3 years. But the last year is where I really decided I wanted to get into the technical side.
Is there anyone out there that you want of all this sort of crossover boxing scene? Is there like one name, like, okay, I need that person in the ring next?
I haven't necessarily thought that far. It could be because of my weight class, so there's not that many people. But I think it would be really cool to do a tag team match with me and Barbie against whoever else we would find.
I like the tag team.
Very similar, so I feel like it would be a cool thing.
I like the tag team. Alaena, congratulations. Fantastic performance. What a way to start the night. That was crazy.
Fantastic.
Alaena Vampira, well done. Congratulations, Alaena.
Great job.
How good was she? How good is she? You can go that way.
Fantastic.
You can go that way. Special.
Unbelievable.
Special
Honestly,
talent.
when I saw the check left hook over the top, when I saw her not crowding her own punches and just landing combinations, I was like, whoa, you're right. They're going to have trouble finding a new opponent for her. But honestly, with all the great ladies that are in Misfits boxing, I think someone will step up.
Someone's going to step up. They always do step up. All right, talking about stepping up, KSI is stepping up very, very soon as well. He takes on Joe Fournier live on DAZN pay-per-view. KSI is back.
KSI returns for X Series 007 live on DAZN pay-per-view. 2 unbroken records ready to be shattered.
I want to have a scrap with the guy.
2 unbreakable mindsets set to collide in the ring.
Knock him out clean.
Fists will fly like sharks. Will break. X Series 007. They have a license to thrill, but only one will be broken. May 13th, live only on DAZN pay-per-view. Sign up at DAZN.com.
All right, it's never too early to mark your card for another huge night of X-Series action. And 007 takes us back to London for the return of KSI against Joe Fournier. And in August, the problem child Jake Paul faces UFC icon Nate Diaz in a highly anticipated grudge match live on DAZN pay-per-view. All right, the action continues in New Orleans next. Chase Demore versus Stevie Martin. And Becky is backstage with both fighters.
Chase Demore, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I'm excited to get back out there, man. It's been about 5 months since my last one, and I got that itch to get out there and get my first knockout.
I like to see it. I like to see it. I will say you've been on 2 dating shows, right?
I've been on a few more than that, but 2 really main dating shows. Yeah, Perfect Match and 2 Out to Handle.
Okay, so you're not scared of getting your face beat up?
You know, when you're as quick as me and you're as good looking as me, you know, all that stuff comes to mind when they're throwing punches at you. But for me, I'm just like, you know, I'm not this pretty because I get hit. I'm this pretty because I'm too quick.
I see. I'm going to have to take that. But yeah, I like the confidence. What's your prediction? How's it going to go?
I think, you know, I'm going to start out at a slower pace, let him gas out in that first round, and then start picking him apart in that second round. And, you know, if he makes it, you know, out of the second round, I'd be surprised if he got to the third. So I don't think it's going to go the distance at all.
Love to see it. That's Fight and Talk. Well, enjoy and have a good time, if that's what they say.
Champ is here!
The champ is here. Okay, Mr. Knight, how are we feeling?
I'm ready. I'm locked in.
I just saw Chase himself. He seems a bit, you know, jittery.
Goofy. Yeah.
You're done with him, man, aren't you?
We're about to be. Yeah, a little bit. You'll see.
Okay, so you've got another kid coming on the way, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is that giving you some motivation for tonight, would you say?
Yeah, it's a little extra motivation there, man. But like the squad I got coming in here, you'll see. The whole energy is gonna shift. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And we've got a full arena tonight. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. But
great.
Yeah. What about, like, is there anything that you think is going to happen that maybe like a KO or like the prime KO?
I mean, it's hard for me to call because this is my first match. You know what I mean? So being realistic, I don't know how it's going to go, but, you know, people will be surprised about the skill that I'm going to bring in the boxing ring. You know what I mean? Chase is going to be surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be like a walk in the park at all. So I think that's going to get people's attention more than anything. Yeah.
Element of surprise. I like it. Okay, you're not giving too much away. No. He might still be watching. You never know, see? I like it. But enjoy yourself and good luck.
You too.
You too. I like it.
That's a good one. This is a good one coming up, isn't it? Just because I have no idea what to expect. Chase Demore last time out against Josh Brockner weren't great. Stevie Knight we haven't seen before. Both in great shape. How do you think it plays out?
Honestly, these 2 guys are bigger than my first apartment. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a collision. This is going to be a huge fight with 2 huge guys, and I'm pumped for it.
I'm telling you now, you know what I'm telling you now? This doesn't go past round 2. No chance. Anyway, let's see how it plays out. Let's go to our MC, Mr. Ryan Ventura.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is in the heavyweight division, scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds. Please welcome first the fighter in the red corner, Stevie Knight.
You know, wow. My kids say I'm the master of the SBD, silent but deadly. All right, but that's a different story. This guy is very quiet, but man, he looks like he can rip the head off.
Yeah, they are very, very polar opposites, at least from the interviews that we just saw. But this guy, he's rock solid. He's got that quiet swag to him and a confidence that when you've never been seen before, Grish, and you're this confident, I'm excited to see what he actually has.
I mean, if this was a movie, he would be the guy that comes in and kills everybody, right? He's like the Mike Tyson wrapped up with Anthony Joshua all in one.
There is nothing that drives me more crazy than when somebody comes out, makes their boxing debut or their wrestling debut or whatever it is, and they're not in shape. He's in phenomenal shape.
And now please welcome his opponent in the blue corner, King Chase Demore.
Now, this dude, him and I could be friends. I like this guy.
Is that a Jambawaki?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's playing it up for the New Orleans Masks. We are in the Big Easy for the first time ever. You're watching X Series 6, the prelims. This is Chase Demore, a guy that had some looks from some NFL teams, a phenomenal athlete. He lost his opener here in X Series against Josh Bruckner, but he promises a new reinvigoration of himself tonight.
So I think as I was doing my tape study to get ready for all the stars showing up here tonight, what I saw in that fight, Rich, was a little bit of nerves. And it happens when you're coming from football and you're a competitive athlete, but then you're coming into a world that you're not used to or you're not comfortable in. But I think tonight, this is a different kind of Chase Demore. It's going to be a tough fight, but I love the entrance and I love the confidence.
Nearly 2 million Instagram followers. A lot of pressure on him to perform.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is in the heavyweight division, scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds. Our judges scoring this fight, Larry Berger, Keith Hughes, and Keith Thibodeau. And our referee in charge of the action is Brandon Hughes. Introducing first the fighter in the red corner, wearing the black trunks, official weight, 204.2 pounds. Making his debut, fighting out of San Diego, California, Stevie Knight! And now introducing his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, official weight, 245.7 pounds. With a record of no wins, 1 loss. Fighting out of Long Beach, California, he is the future heavyweight champion of the world, King Chase Demore!
All right, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Listen to my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves, come out boxing.
Them trunks good.
All right, so a lot of respect between these two. They're both from California, about 80 miles apart, but they could not be any farther apart, Grish, when it comes to demeanor, personality.
Yes, Demore's demeanor is certainly more uppity than Stevie Knight. Stevie Knight just wants to come in and knock him out. Chase Demore would love to put on a show.
He just gave me the little side eye from up in the ring. He heard what you just said about him.
Hey, I think it's true. Look at Chase Demore, who's wearing the white. He's got the big height and reach advantage. Don't want to be caught reaching, though, do you? Oh, big hands for both. And this didn't take long to get high. These two might as well be out on Bourbon Street throwing hands outside the club. It's one of those fights. Down goes Knight.
He's saying, I slipped. Well, he slipped with the help of a right hand.
Hey, let's see how hurt he is. Oh, boy, Demore.
This is what we came to see.
Two big boys in the heavyweight division letting the leather fly. Now it's going to settle down a little bit. Skills might start paying the bills.
You know, isn't it funny how there's smiles, there's laughs, there's trash talk until the bell rings. And now you look at their faces, Chris, all business all the time.
Backwards and down. They're going to say that's a slip.
Look, no pushing. No pushing.
I think that was just a push. I don't think it was a knockdown.
You can see frustration, though, from Stevie, and you do not want to get frustrated when you're there with someone that can hit as hard as Chase Demore.
Well, think about it, Chris. These guys are doing something literally for the first or second time competitively.
2 more rights landing for Chase. He's got that chin high, though.
And right now, Chris, Stevie's going in, but he's putting his head down. You can't go in with your head down and not expect to get hit or see your opponent.
Stevie Knight's going to try and land that big overhand right, and Chase Demore's chin is right there if he can find it.
Behind the head.
Now they got to be careful. You cannot hit in the back of the head.
There's Gideon, big name in the influencer world, taking in the action here, and plenty of it in this round 1.
I got to tell you, a lot of the influencers that have been here that have come up, introduced themselves to you and I, very respectful. I like the community. I know you fit in well. You got a huge Instagram following.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But good opening round. And Knight's going to have to find some answers in between rounds. And he's down! That is out of control. That is way too much. They may storm the ring. Hit him several times when he's down.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. We can't have this. We cannot have this.
Hey, Chase Demore, though, man, that is as low as you can get. Punching a man in his face multiple times while he's down. You understand why they're so pissed off?
Understood. Once he goes down, you cannot touch him, and now all hell has broken loose. And I don't blame them, to be honest with you.
Give me a chair! Give me a chair! Give me a chair!
This is not MMA. You do not wait until the referee steps in. If they're on the ground, you walk away.
I mean, Chase Demore.
You know that's an automatic now. He's out of it. You know that's an automatic. You know that. He was down. You know that's an automatic DQ. You know that. The commission knows it's an automatic DQ. You guys already know that shit. I'm upholding the commission no matter what's going on here. I'm upholding the commission.
You disqualified him?
You have to disqualify when they're on the ground like that. And he stops. When you call stop, you know the commission says it's automatic DQ. You know that.
I think he's right. Now, first of all, it was criminal how slow the referee was. Criminal.
I blame the referee for some of this. No doubt about it. No. But there's a lot of blame to go around.
Come on.
You can't hit when they're on the ground. Referee should have been faster. The celebration afterwards was uncalled for.
The referee telling us disqualification, which would mean that Stevie Knight wins. We'll wait till it's official out of Ryan Ventura, the ring announcer's mouth. But that's the word we were just told.
I was in the rhythm.
Well, the rhythm's going to get you. Yeah. All right.
And this is part of the problem. Let's look at this again, Todd. So the action, we're coming down to the final 10, 15 seconds of the first round. And then right here,
he's down.
You stop.
I mean, come on. It turns quickly from boxing to assault.
I don't
halfway
care.
through that.
I don't want to hear what Chase had to say as far as I was in the flow.
No, he said I was in the rhythm.
I was in the rhythm.
Hey, you can be driving down the street. If it's a red light, you got to stop. I don't care how good you feel driving that car.
And Grish, think about this. He looked amazing. He was going to score a knockout. And we were going to talk about how great he looked, and then the celebration, and then Stevie Knight's corner. I don't blame them for coming in and being heated, being ticked off.
Well, the only defense, and it's a not a good one, is that Chase is a newbie. He's not into this sport. The moment caught the best of him. He kind of lost his mind for a second. That's the only defense you can have for that.
Well, I think these guys need to understand and maybe have a little bit more education about the rules of the sport as opposed to just getting in there and having a professional debut or a second or third fight. because what should have been a really good knockout has now turned into a melee.
Listen, Roy Jones Jr., first loss ever was when he hit a man who was down, and he was down on one knee. He was disqualified. That went 8, 9 punches after that.
He's knocked out. You can't keep hitting him when he's on the ground.
I was throwing combos, and then by the time you said stop, the bell was.
But it's an automatic DQ. When a fighter's knocked out, you cannot continue to hit him. Back out.
All right, so you heard what Chase had to say. He's heard what the referee had to say. And the referee's correct, but he was incorrect in how slow he stepped in. And Chase was just all the way wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Brandon Hughes has called for a stoppage at 2 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round for your winner by disqualification, Stevie Knight.
Well, he's not happy about it. Chase Demore says I'm sorry, which is good to see, but I mean, I would be thinking this is there might be a suspension involved here. This isn't just a, all right, you lose, move on.
Well, you can see Stevie Knight, he's very, very disappointed because essentially he lost with a bad knockout. And nobody feels good winning by DQ. But if you're Chase now, what does the X Series do? What does Misfits Boxing do? Well, for a guy who looked really, really good.
Here's what's great about Misfits Boxing. Everything outside the ring is fun and games, and we play into it, we ham it up, and influencers. But once the bell rings, we take this very seriously. We have real referees, we have real commissions involved, and the fighters have to treat it with respect as well. And in my opinion, Chase Demore, despite what he says, did not respect his opponent or the sport.
And I think now Chase is starting to get emotional because it's starting to hit him of what he just did. He took away everything good that he had coming his way, and now he's gonna have to answer questions. And his next opponent, whenever that might be, he's got to assure them that this is not going to happen again.
Well, the best part of all that is that Stevie Knight's walking around fine.
No doubt.
I mean, you know how bad that could have been.
I would love to see the replay one more time to really count how many different shots he gave Stevie Knight while he was already down. I think it was 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well, I think Chase, he'll see the replay here in a minute, and he'll be like, you know what? If someone did that to me, my crew, my guys would have reacted the same way.
And he should hope that they would. And I've never, and you've done some of the biggest names in boxing right here on DAZN, and you've seen corners come in.
Can you imagine if somebody did that to Canelo Alvarez?
No, I cannot. It would be all hell.
Oh, my.
You just can't do it. And as a corner, you have to protect your guy. And I don't blame Stevie Knight's crew at all for coming in there and mixing it up. But nobody really threw any punches. There wasn't craziness. They were just trying to let them know your guy did this, and it was wrong.
I think we're going to get a word from Chase Demore here.
All right, so I don't think he wants to do the interview, Grish, and I guess I don't blame him.
Well,
but
you know what, to be honest, we don't have anybody walking with these fighters and telling them where to go. So we need to get somebody that tells them where to go so they know where to go. Look, he's wandering around. There we go. All right, now we're cooking. Let's hear from Chase Demore, who's with Ade.
Yeah, Chase makes his way up to us. Obviously, looked disappointed, deflated. Chase is with us upstage, watching it now, Chase. You're watching it back. Let's have a look at it, because here, and then, what's going through your head there, Chase? Why continue with the? It looks like 6 or 7 punches.
I'm an animal. Like I said, I had a lot of prove out here. I had a lot of adrenaline going through me, and I had a lot of people talking about my missed swing, talking about my last performance. And I came out here to make a statement win. I don't care what that stat sheet says. That's a first-round knockout, 3 knockdowns, against a very athletic man. And I came out here and I put on a show, and that's what it's all about. And regardless of what the outcome of that scorecard is, I know that I put in that work the last 5 months. I'm sad for the Jackrabbit Gym, but they really put me on. They showed me how to play this sport. I took it a lot seriously, and you guys see what I'm capable of. I'm telling every heavyweight out there, Greg Hardy, I know you're watching this. You see what I did to him. I'm coming for you next. Next opportunity I have, there's not going to be any ref in there to save him. There's not going to be any DQs or disqualifications. They're going to go in there, and I'm going to figure out the rest of the sport, and I'm going to take over the division. I'm the greatest ever will be.
Roundhouse, come in here. again, look, it was a fantastic performance up to that, right? A lot of people questioned Chase after the Josh fight. He looked a lot better, but there's no excuse for how it ended, is there?
No, there really isn't, right? And obviously there's a lot of experience that goes onto these things, but at the end of the day, hopefully, as you develop as a boxer, you get better at understanding the, obviously the rule sets, and also understanding how to control that beast, right? Because as you go into the later fights that maybe they aren't going to end in the first round, you're going to be able to have to, keep that conditioning, keep that cardio going. How do you think you'd be able to do that in the later fights?
I feel like I was just warming up. I'm just not breaking a sweat. That first round, I heard that 10-second bell and the killer instinct turned on. Like I said, there's nobody in this sport that's heavyweight's ever going to beat me. And I know I'm the champ. Stevie Knight, congrats on your win, if that's what you want to call it. But everybody who's watching at home, everybody who's going to watch the highlights of this fight knows what really went down in that ring tonight.
What did you say to Stevie Knight in the ring?
I'm proud of him, man. I have no quarrels against Stevie. Stevie's a hell of a competitor. He's a hell of a warrior. I was the better man tonight, but that man has a bright future in boxing, and good luck to anybody else who wants to fight him, because he's a son of a bitch. I'll tell you that.
Disappointing end, but well done on the performance up until then. Well done, Chase. A lot better than last time. Congratulations.
And so you called out Greg Hardy. Is there anyone else that you'd be willing to fight at this time?
There's one person in mind, and it's absolute revenge at this point. Josh Bruckner. You got the best of me in my first fight. I had 2 weeks to train against you, and I took that challenge against nobody else who would want to fight you. And I'm asking you man to man, accept a fight against me when I've had a proper camp and proper boxing etiquette, and we'll see the outcome of that one.
That could be a big one, isn't it? Chase Demore versus Josh Bruckner. Talking about big ones, there's a massive one. Vegas tomorrow. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
Two boxers whose time has come.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come.
Ready for their destinies. Two fighters. One opportunity for supremacy.
I'm gonna walk you to the deep waters and I'm gonna drown you.
For the crown.
He doesn't have the heart of the champion.
Two warriors. Raising the stakes, raising the game, raising the drama.
It is over! Now we're gonna see what this kick made of.
This is it, April 22nd. Destinies will be written. Tick, tock, time's up.
Remember, ahead of Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, we've also got a super featherweight title showdown in Cardiff as Joe Cordina takes on Shavkat Rakhimov for the IBF strap. And the mega fights just keep coming in May, with Canelo Alvarez putting his undisputed super middleweight crown on the line against John Ryder. And May 20th, Katie Taylor returns to Ireland with the undisputed super lightweight titles on the line against Chantel Cameron. Loads coming your way on DAZN. Let's talk about that Roundhouse, that last fight we just saw, Chase Demore against Stevie Knight. Look, Chase Demore was on his way to a big victory as well, but you simply can't do that, can you? You simply can't hit a man as many times he did when he's down.
And it's not even just when you're down. The rule is when they're not defending themselves properly. And if we watch that fight, I mean, Stevie Knight's back was turned about two punches beforehand. He dropped him and then he falls against the ropes. Well, falling against the ropes, that's also a knockdown. And then it kept going. So I can understand in a way why Chase was so amped up and was just feeling the fight go down, because it was kind of hard to read when he was down, but there was still 4 there that were just, the ref should have been in about 3 business days ago. Amazon Prime would have been faster than that referee in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, the ref has to take some blame as well. You've got to jump in. Look, here's the first knockdown. And, I mean, Chase has got power. He's a big guy. I mean, look, he outweighs Stevie by about 40 pounds. And he just seems to be a lot bigger, a lot stronger. And we know for the first round, look, he's got enough gas in the tank for the first round. And he almost just overwhelmed Stevie. Like, look, there again. I mean, punches and punches after the knockdown. It shouldn't happen.
I mean,
he'll learn from that.
That's hard to watch, but let's talk about what was happening a bit earlier in the round, because there was a lot that happened before the knockdown that was actually pretty impressive from Chase. And that was that he was using his reach and his length a lot better than he had in any previous fight. And that was his biggest advantage here, and he used it perfectly. We could see that Stevie Knight was trying to get that jab to the body going. He was trying to work that jab in. And Chase just kind of was able to be at range. And then when Stevie would back up, that right hand would still be able to touch him. So there was some good boxing there that we saw. And honestly, other than the way it ended, that was a really, really good fight. And as you had said, it was going to be one of the bangers of the night. We called that a while ago, and unfortunately, it went the way it did.
It certainly did. I wonder if they're going to do a rematch for it. I feel like they might probably have to do it again. Todd Grisham and Coach were watching it as well. They weren't happy. Guys, what did you make of it?
Well, I was going to say, Jonathan Coachman, the coach, joining us for the first time here on X Series. 2 fights in, and at least we've had some excitement. What's your overall perspective from what we've seen so far?
Well, I'd love to take your point a little bit further. We love the trash talk. I love the confidence. I love the swagger. But once you get inside the squared circle, you have to be respectful. And he wasn't respectful by hitting him so many times when he was down. And I also didn't like the fact that after the fight, he wasn't remorseful. He didn't say, I'm sorry. He just said, until the next fight. It may be a minute before he fights again, depending on what the commissioner or anybody else has to say about him. But you got to be respectful of your opponent, and he was verbally, but not physically.
Yeah, and, you know, to the referee, obviously, his first job is to keep the fighter safe. As soon as the fighter's down, his job is to separate them. There's someone ringside that'll be counting for him. He can pick up the count. That's what he's doing. But if you watch the replay, the referee, I think, gets to 2 and maybe even 3, and Chase is still throwing punches. So the referee at fault as well, but at some point you have to take it on yourself to know, hey, the guy's staring up at the lights. Let's stop punching him in the face.
And let's take some positives out of this. What we want here is entertainment. We got entertainment in that first fight. And then some. But look at it here. That was at least 4, 5, 6 shots after Stevie Knight was already laid on his back. So, to me,
and then the celebrations.
It's the celebration here. That's what really set Stevie Knight's crew off. And I don't blame them as they all come in, because you can't stand over your opponent and do that, especially after you've done that. It was all bad all the time, and you've got to be respectful, and hopefully he eventually apologizes to Stevie, and they hugged it out. But that was, to me, too little, too late.
Yeah, well, you know what? Again, Ade, it all ended well because Stevie Knight walked out of here. He seemed to be in good spirits. Everyone's happy and healthy, at least for now. So that's a good thing. We turn the page now, and we get ready for some exciting action.
Yeah, we have turned the page, but also, almost to your point, Todd, he didn't seem remorseful, did he? He didn't seem like he knows, like, okay, what I did there was super bad, super wrong. And hopefully he learns from that. For Stevie Knight, now let's talk about Stevie. I mean, what do you do if you're Stevie Knight? It's the first time in the ring for him. He looked okay. He looked like a guy that was fighting for the first time. If you're Stevie, because of the way it ended, do you run it back? Do you say, okay, no, we have to run that one back because of the way it ended, or do you just swerve it and move on?
I think it's up to him. I mean, at the end of the day, Todd just made a great point. Thankfully, Stevie is okay, but we don't like to count on the fact that Stevie is as tough as they come for keeping our fighters safe. And frankly, I think that if I'm him, I probably would run it back, because he didn't look out of place in the ring, in my opinion. He had great footwork. He had good jabs, great jabs to the body. It was just understanding how to get past that reach, understanding how to use your guard, and then counter once the shots come in instead of trying to just kind of break through. And honestly, I think with some slight tweaks, some good adjustments, and then obviously the will to come back and fight again, I think he could absolutely fight Chase Moore again.
All right, let's move on from it now. The main card starts in a few minutes. The first fight as well, big one. We're going big for the first fight. Kimbo Slice Jr. versus OJ Rose. Both guys in great shape. Both guys on the weigh-in, on the scales yesterday looked incredible. What a fight to kick off. That's my fight of the night, by the way. I've gone for it as my fight of the night. I honestly have. Look at both guys. Look at them in the dressing room. Both just, just getting loose, feeling a bit limb. I like it. It's going to be a good one.
So Kimbo has 6 previous MMA fights, but realistically, we know that this is a lifetime of fighting for him here. Yeah. And OJ Rose, I mean, he might not have as much experience, but he's slightly taller. He's got that reach advantage. And I watched his fight, and I was pretty impressed. And that was his first fight. That was a few months ago, I believe. So as that continues to improve, is he going to be able to utilize that reach, utilize that height, and make it work?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, the pressure on Kimbo Slice. Obviously, he's used to the pressure, obviously, right? When you come with that name, everyone's expecting a performance reminiscent of Kimbo Slice Sr. But I think he needs to come in, do what he can do. Again, he's not a boxer, he's an MMA guy. But I'm telling you now, this guy's got dynamite in his hands. Someone's going to sleep in this fight, but I think both of these guys could touch the canvas. I'm going for it. I think both of them could touch the canvas. I think it's going to be that interesting.
That's a great call out. Yeah, and honestly, we keep talking about Kimbo Slice, obviously legend across the board, but Kimbo Slice Jr. is his own man, and he's going to come in here and he's going to make a statement. And yeah, you said he's been an MMA fighter, but maybe boxing is the place for him. And that's something that I'm really intrigued to see here, because I have some high hopes for him in Misfits boxing.
Yeah, I think it's a great coup for him to be here with us on Misfits. Again, it kicks off the main card, which starts in a few minutes. Can I show you the card? Can I show you this? Look at this. Come, Riley. Come with me, Riley. Come. Let's go through this. Things kicked off a bit earlier with Fangs versus Alaena Vampira. Alaena, by the way, very, very good. Chase Moore versus Stevie Knight. That one ended the way we didn't want it to end. Kimbo Slice Jr. coming up against OJ Rose. This one, they have to reinforce the ring. I'm telling you, put some steel cage underneath it. Two big boys, Minicon versus Jake the Viking.
Dark horse of the night right there.
Scary one, right? Uncle Pizza, I heard he's giving out pizza as well versus Unigang TV. I'm gonna have to get a slice, I'm starving. Waleed Sharks versus IPAP. Waleed Sharks desperate for Dean the Great. Don't overlook Mr. Pap. I know he's a comedian, but it doesn't mean he can't fight. Chris Sevilla versus Paul Bamba is going to be crazy. And what are you thinking? This one, JMX versus Le'Veon Bell. Quick prediction.
Absolutely. I've got Le'Veon Bell for this one. He just has refused to take an easy fight. He doesn't know what that looks like. And guys like that, they usually pull through.
Look, stay with us. Stay locked in. All the action for the main card comes next.
We're about to get this party started.
And now, making his way to the ring,
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.